everyone, I'm Casey Martin from Wine Country Woodworks, and this is going to be a pretty cool video on how I share how I recently set up one of my pressure pots horizontally so that I could get more length out of the capacity of what I could cast. So normally the pot I'm going to go through, the pressure pot, is a 5-gallon pressure pot from TCP, and normally about the max length I could cast was 10 inches or so. And with this new setup, I'm going to show you all how to very easily replicate. I can cast up to 12 inches, maybe even 13, but my purpose was 12 inches, and so we'll dive right into it. I wanted to give a quick caveat that I apologize for the long break in between videos. That is not going to be happening anymore, and I'm super excited. I'm going to be posting an update video really shortly showing you all the cool new things at my shop, like this sign behind me, all of the new pressure pots that I've got set up here, and also inside there, you can see a little bit, I've got my bandsaw in there, and I've also got my table saw. I've got a lot of my tools back, which is so exciting. So anyway, enough of that. I'll have the update video coming soon. Super excited to be making videos again, and let's dive into the horizontal pressure pot. So as I mentioned, this is a 5-gallon pressure pot just like these, and the reason why setting this up horizontally is so easy, and I'll walk through it in a second, is because if you get a 5-gallon pressure pot like from TCP or some of the other manufacturers that have these feet, absolutely do it if it's within your budget, and you're comparing between a pressure pot similar to this and one that doesn't have the feet. Absolutely get the one with the feet. This is designed for casters so that these pressure pots could be rolled around, but they are super useful. So first and foremost, just for locking it in normally, just like a normal pressure pot, and I did the same thing with my 2.5 gal, where those I had to sink into the table and lock them down with these type of blocks to prohibit them from moving. But so because of this model with the feet, what you're able to do is you can set this on its side, and already because of the feet, it's pretty secure. It doesn't want to wobble too much. Like for instance, if you tried to put a Harbor Freight one on its side, that's not going to work too well because it's going to want to roll, right? And you have to build kind of a tough contraption to make that happen. For this, I'll go on the other side of the bench and show you a better view, but it was really easy to do by basically making an L between two pieces of wood, and I'll walk around and show a better view. So incredibly simple design. All I did was I took a scrap piece of wood, 2 pieces of them, well actually it was one, I split it in half, and then I screwed this piece into this piece, so there's some screws going this way, and then I locked that in place by these screws so that it's locked to the bench, right? And then all I did was screw through the feet into this, and it is super secure. You can't really move it at all. If you actually see what's moving, it's the whole bench when I just moved it, and that's because, and I'll talk more about it in the update video, but and some of you already know, but this interim shop is in my parents' basement, and we're not drilling into this floor and anchoring these tables. It's just not going to happen. But very sturdy with this design. The only thing I would say, if you wanted to go above and beyond, and in my opinion it's not necessary, is you could build an even larger contraption with wood that basically would not just stop here. It could go all the way up and encapsulate the top 2. So then you could have all 4 feet anchored to, in some capacity, your table. In my opinion, very unnecessary with just the 2, because at the end of the day, what you are trying to do, for the same reason you lock these down or the Harbor Freights, is to not cause the pot to move at all, but especially when you're twisting and turning the nuts, and so, or the wing nuts. So I think this is a really awesome way to do it. Super simple design, not really too much to explain. I just wanted to share it because I think it's worthwhile that people may not look at these pressure pots and think right away how much these feet help for somebody who wants to cast longer things. Don't want to make this video too long because it's a short little tutorial, but I just want to show you one of the 12-inch pieces inside of here, and then we'll wrap it up. So this mold right here is a hair over 12 inches or so. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I think if you were to use some thinner mold material on the ends, because I have 1/2 inch here, you could maybe, just maybe, eke out 13 inches or so, maybe like 12 3/4. But as you can see, it's getting pretty close to the edge as it is. This is a mold that I made for somebody who wanted some custom pool cues. So gonna be cool to see those eventually turned. But basically, I thought this was absolutely worth sharing because not only do you get the extra length, you know, which is now the, 13 3/4 or so, depending on what type of mold material you use, but you also still get quite a bit of height. You get the 12.5 inches of height or so. So for instance, if I was making a lot of these, I could stack, I don't know, maybe at least 3 or 4 of them. I would probably shave off these ends being so tall. But point being, thought this was worth sharing. So that's it for me for this video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. As I said at the beginning, plan on making an update video really soon. It's probably gonna be posted a day or 2 after this video. I'm really excited to be making videos again frequently. I know I've said that quite a bit in the last few videos, but finally work has gotten a lot more manageable for me. A lot of the big projects I was working on in the shop have finally finished. And long story short, just gonna be making a lot more videos. I also have a really exciting new resin casting business I'm going to be starting soon, and I'll have more details on that in the next update video. But for all of you resin casters out there like me, it's gonna be pretty exciting. So thank you all so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you're new and like the content, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.